First of all, does this date matter to you? September 20th, 1973. If you knew better, you might think of it as the day woke liberalism was born in America. On September 20th, 1973, 29-year-old Billie Jean King seemingly beat 55-year-old Bobby Riggs in a tennis match that is now known as the Battle of the Sexes. It was such a big deal to liberals in America that Jill Johnston, a man-hating feminist who started the magazine Lesbian Nation, would go on to say that all women were lesbians, whether they knew it or not. Did she say this to attract Billie Jean King or just get attention? 1973 was the year women began to tear down what they thought was an oppressive male patriarchy. And if this sounds familiar, it's because it is. Woke corporations today are force-feeding American workers diversity pledges and affirmative action quotas in the name of ESG, or environmental, social, and governance activism. And these companies think America isn't the land of the free, it's the land of the oppressed. It's possible that one man in 1973 would take up this call because 6 months after the Battle of the Sexes, a man who definitely probably was inspired by Billie Jean King would graduate from UCLA in the heart of liberal California. And that man is Larry Fink. He would go on to found BlackRock, the behemoth Wall Street money manager using trillions of dollars to push the leftist agenda on corporations today. Was Fink's woke agenda born in that moment? Here are undisputable facts. Fink, just last year, attended the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, which seems like a stunning coincidence, so that he could sit and watch his favorite sport with other Wall Street leftists and celebs, including Michelle Obama and actress Anne Hathaway.
Ew.
And while Fink, Obama, and Hathaway all attended different matches on different days, clearly there was a distinct liberal smell to the air during the games. This is your country, where the wealthy celebrate the accomplishments of wild liberal feminist tennis players who made it their mission to tear down this country with man-hating, which is what makes this next part so terrifying. Here's something Fink doesn't want you to know. The tennis balls used at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center during the matches were possibly manufactured by Dunlop Sport. Dunlop is what I call a dark subsidiary, a company that if you Googled it, you might find out who the parent company was. But otherwise, what do we really know about Dunlop? Through our reporting, we found that Dunlop is a subsidiary of Goodyear Tire. Yes, the same Goodyear tire that's on your car in your driveway right now.
Terrifying.
Well, Goodyear Tire got woke this year, in part due to the Larry Finks of the world. The company announced they were going to start making their tires out of, quote, more sustainable material. But it's worth asking now, are the tires on your car safe? We don't know if these new sustainable materials were tested for safety and patriotism, but what we do know is they come at the expense of the American jobs in the oil and gas industry, the same industry who provides plastics for tennis balls that Larry Fink is trying to shut down as part of his woke agenda. And it turns out being a leftist pays. Just a few weeks ago, Goodyear's chief sustainability officer, a black man, used his newfound powers of wokeness to get a seat on the Arconic board of directors. And Arconic makes metals used by, of course, the oil and gas sector. BlackRock, Larry Fink's firm, owns a whopping 16% of Arconic stock and voted in favor of a new woke director at Arconic. So, leftist in the pocket of Larry Fink, who spends his time making tennis balls woke, is now on the board of a Pittsburgh-based metals company to make sure it adopts progressive liberal policies, all while punishing normal Americans in the process. Are you terrified yet? Because you should be.